deserve. If we keeping it coming, yeah. You know where you heard it first, and we keeping it bumping, yeah.
FIYE 101.9 Atlanta radio. Tiny Tanya, Shandy Sunday Jones. Flavor me, please turn it up some more. Nothing but these hits coming through your stereo.
Let's go. We is live. FIYE 101.9 Atlanta Radio. We live and direct, and it's your favorite dope girl around the way, Sunday Jones. And sitting next to me is my sis,
Tiny Tanya in the building, and across from me we have
your girl Sean D. What's up?
what's going on? And we got the legendary, amazing, beautiful Queen Makeba MoonCycle in the building.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yes.
Peace. That
Yes.
was dope. That was dope. And it's always a pleasure. And thank you for inviting me to the first live FIYE Radio 101.9 Atlanta Flavor in Your Ear Radio.
Yes,
With my favorite queens of the ATL.
Listen.
Sunday Jones, Tiny Tanya, Sean D. I appreciate y'all so much.
We appreciate you. We love having you, right? Every time I think you coming. It's amazing.
I think our energy just be like
It is.
explosive.
Cosmic,
Yeah, from the first day we met, it's been this amazing, like you said, cosmic energy that it just feeds itself.
Yeah.
And I love having you here.
I love being here.
Yes,
and
thank
you're
you.
repping Miss MoonCycle.
Oh yeah, you know, I gotta rep my MoonCycle, baby. I gotta rep my Makeba MoonCycle. Yes, listen, always.
Yeah, we are so excited to be here. Today is our first live show
Yes.
as FIYE 101.9 Atlanta Radio.
Say it again. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Say it again. Say it again.
Previously, we were FIYE Radio, the show. Now we are FIYE 101.9 Atlanta Radio with our own radio station.
Yes.
And today, yes, is our first live show. We have our amazing and talented celebrity DJ, EJ High Money in the building. Our official DJ for FIYE 101.9 Atlanta Radio. Listen, we up.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
right. That's up.
Yes, if y'all missed it, last night was our launch, our first day going live. We're at the playground in Pioneer Hibachi.
Love it.
Yes,
It was a
Hibachi.
playground.
Yes.
It was so nice.
It's so nice. It's a vibe. If you're
Yeah.
looking for a place to do events or whatever you want to do, reach out to The Playground Empire on Instagram and ask for Brown. She got you. She gonna hook you up. We had an amazing celebration last night. It was amazing.
Celebration.
Yes. Shout out to our capture the moments. Shout out to always coming out with
Yes.
all capture the moments. You know what I'm saying? In the building.
Yes.
Let's go. Listen, I love y'all. I love y'all.
We always love in the room.
Yes. I'm excited.
I'm excited to be back. I'm excited.
Yes.
You know, it really feel like I never left though, because you know we still been doing stuff. We still kind of been, you know, participating. But
Been
to
outside.
yes, we have been
We've been
outside.
outside.
Yes.
We've still been working.
Yes, but to just come together again and this just being our first time back together, I am truly excited for what this means for us, what's happening, you know, and our own journey. You know what I'm saying? Because we was on somebody else's journey, it felt like before, because we was doing something else, but now, you know, so real for it to be ours.
Yes.
And, you know, that's FIYE 101.9 Atlanta Radio. You know, yes, I can't say it enough. I'm gonna keep saying it. I want it to be regular in everybody's head. Like, you know, tune in, listen. You know, because we got to dope everything. So
Yeah,
you know.
we got some amazing things coming in store for y'all. Some shows, some skits, some dope. Everything. Comedy, poetry, dope-ish. Okay, so make sure that y'all are tuning in. Download the app on Apple, on Google, on Amazon. We outside. Download the app so you can tune in, not turn in. You can turn in,
Tune in, turn up.
tune in,
You know
and
what I'm saying?
listen 24/7. We 24/7 now.
Yes.
24/7.
And that's the difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just excited. I'm excited. We got Makeba at the table. Look.
We here.
So
We
good.
here.
What's going on? What you got going on,
Oh man, I promised myself for this new year that every day I have off, I'm gonna make sure is for me.
Okay.
And so
Spoil
you are
yourself.
my first touchdown of this new me just either focusing on my books, my music, new album, anything that I got going on is now coming out through FIYE Radio.
Okay, yes.
I'm just saying
Honored.
that with you guys because
Yes.
why shouldn't I? You know.
Yeah, listen, I had the same question. Why shouldn't we?
That's an honor.
Thank you.
It is.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
It's a huge honor just to be, noticed and by a person of your caliber, honestly. You are just like one of the most real people that we know and have been down with us since we met you. So, with that, definitely,
And I remember the
continue.
day to the T. Y'all were busy and y'all was doing it with the Lost Boys, and I'm watching, I'm sitting in the corner, and y'all, it was amazing then, and y'all amazing now, and it's like, I'm just honored that y'all had me here for the first time.
Yes, so tell us what you got. What's happening with you?
Well, I'm getting ready to, because I'm with Anarchy Records.
Okay.
So, Skanks I bought last time with us.
Yes,
To Cecilia's
how you
Room.
doing?
Rock the
They
mic.
good.
Yes.
To Skanks and Sugar, they're in New York, and I'm here, I'm in South Carolina, so we still tend to get together. We have our little meetings and stuff like that. So, Skanks is getting ready to go to Chile and perform out there with Rusty Jukes.
Yes.
And so I said, I'm coming, so I'm going.
Okay.
That's all I'm hopping on. I said, if y'all going, I want to go.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And, I know Skanks is going to Canada on the 11th, so anytime I can get to go or given an opportunity to go, I will not turn it down.
That's
Because I
right.
know I used to, sometimes we self-sabotage ourselves
Yes.
because we think of others and we put ourselves last a
Yes.
lot. And we have to start putting ourselves first because we can't be that to anybody else if we
That's
don't
right.
put
That's
ourselves
right.
forward. So I am pledging to push myself forward in everything I do now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Put
That was
yourself
some
first.
inspiration. I felt
Yes.
that right here.
Yeah.
I felt
Yeah.
that right here on the inside of me. Like, we all need to hear that.
Yes.
Like, we have to remember and remind to put ourselves first, because if we don't put ourselves first, how can we progress and help others?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, just trying to think about putting yourself first make you feel bad, right? And then you have to just kind of be like, no, who else gonna do it? Nobody else is gonna do it. So you have to come to that realization. So I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Take care of you so you can take care of everybody else, because without you, they're gonna be lost.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
And you know it in your everyday life, even with the radio station, that sometimes you just said that you were on a different path,
Yeah.
and sometimes you gotta pause that break. And it's like you know where you're supposed to be at, and you know where you're supposed to be right, and you know it don't feel right,
Right.
and you have to just put it on there.
I love you. But with that note, we're gonna go take a small break. DJ EJ gonna cue us some music in, and we'll be right back with you. 101.9 Atlanta Radio.
Yes.
I should start. And then I started hanging out in the clubs and dancing and stuff, and then I ran into Lin Q, Isis from X Clan and stuff. And I ran into her, and for some strange reason, I was always wearing baseball caps and stuff like that.
All right.
And she was like, "You need to let me do your hair." I was like, okay. That
Listen, how girls meet,
Okay.
okay?
Right. And then I started hanging out with her, and then she introduced me to Black Watch and X Clan, and then all of a sudden I was immersed into it, and
Brought you back full circle when you were supposed to be.
yes.
Right, there you go.
Alignment.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sisterhood is really important,
Yes, it is.
because they see something sometimes that you don't see in yourself, and they could just nudge you in one direction and change your life
Absolutely.
forever.
Or say one word and change your life forever.
Exactly.
As I'm looking at these Sunday journeys, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What you doing?
We get that from each other. That March movement, and I was organizing that, and then in the studio, and there was Linky's ISIS hiking, you know, it brought me like, boom, into it. And I was like, that was my sister. And she knew I loved to dance. I was too much in the club. And, you know, and then that happened. And then after we moved on from that situation, I started working with Lynn Humor.
Okay.
And I think Light was doing, remember Roxanne Shante did a record dissing all these female MCs.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
And so I said, you know what, you need to do a song with Light.
Mm-hmm.
So Light was having an album release party, and I was able to know all the bouncers from my club days, so I can get into anything.
Okay.
So I got us in, and I was like, yo, Light, this is my artist, Lynn Q. You know, y'all need to do a song together. And when I tell you, after we got together, it came together like this. And we went in the studio, Light and made a diss track back to Roxanne Shante. We were on the hook.
It was on there. Right. Yes.
We were on the hook, and I mean, we were inseparable for I think the next 2 years. We was all together.
Mm-hmm.
Tour, you know, studio. We started a management company called Duke the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
You should see the cards. The card was us mooning.
Oh.
It was all of us in our different poses mooning, and it was
Listen.
Duke the Moon, and that was a management company that we had, and I was blessed. You know, I think I did. Someone asked me, and I was like, MC Light showed me a lot. You always have your student hat on when you're learning from people. You can't already know.
Yes.
Right.
You know, because you'll never learn anything.
Right.
So she had me in a situation where I was in our office was in First Priority's office.
Mm-hmm.
So I was learning from her father, Nat Robinson, learning from she worked with Sheila. She worked with Nat Robinson, and I learned everything from touring, records out, everything. So I was, blessed again to be in a position where, I'm learning. And then right outside was ECI, and that was by Crew in the Game and Buzz Willis and Cecil Holmes. And if y'all know
right
who Cecil
in there.
Holmes,
Yeah.
he signed New Kids on the Block.
Okay.
He was a black, one of the first black entrepreneurs and executives in the music business. And so I was being taught from everywhere.
Just connected.
Just
Yes.
there. And I'm just soaking it up. Come here, Miss Pam. Let me tell you something. And there was a gentleman that used to call me named High Weiss. His son is Barry Weiss from Jive Records.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And he signed Cecil Holmes and Buzz Willis as a doo-wop group back in the day. So he would call them every day. And so I guess they pushed him to talk to me every day.
Okay.
But he was just like, let me hear your groups. Oh, you got a good ear. And so, it was a lot that I learned from. And then when I started doing my own music, it was just, like I was saying before, I was managing Talib, Skanks, the rap model, who was problem child at that time. Let me see, we had like 4 or 5 Born in Hell, who became Rose Family, and we had that. Matt Digby was managing all of them, and they taught me how to. They showed me what they used to do to their artists, but I didn't want to do.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
learn.
You
learn by default.
Yeah. You learn that you don't want to take advantage of people. That's not what I want to do. I want people to get their messages out. I want people to learn, but I want to teach them the business. So I used to tell all of them, if you're going to own your masters, license your music to these smaller labels. Unless they're giving you money, then that's smarter. But also, when they give you money, don't mean that you should, because then you want to know how long they want to own your stuff for.
Right. Yeah.
And so I was learning a lot, and then I shared a lot. And it's like, if you worked with me as an artist, I made sure that I was transparent enough so you can know what happened.
I love that. That's not enough of that. It's very much needed.
Yes.
Very much much needed. I run into a lot of artists and they don't know what to do. You know, and you gotta give them a few jewels so they just don't get lost in the mist.
Exactly.
I'm like, don't do that. You gotta register. You gotta, you know, they don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And so we gotta pass it forward with the information because that's how everybody gets stuck. I love you so much. Oh my God, this is legendary, amazingness.
Look, how many amazing things. Listen, I can't say enough amazing things about her. It's like she's so talented. You know, there's so many times I've seen her live that I've just been so impressed. And even like there's young people that will be standing outside and they hear you and they're like, who's that? And then here they come inside and they're like, I didn't know that was her. Like she fooled me, you know, like
Listen, she fooled me too. The first time that I heard her live, I was like, wait, what?
right. Yeah, she just comes out so strong, her voice, her message, it's just like she's direct, and she's bumping every single
Right.
time. And it doesn't matter. Like last night she was saying her voice. I was like, you know you fine. You know you fine, you know, definitely. Yeah, definitely a vision. So
I appreciate
yeah,
that.
we appreciate you.
So,
Yeah.
piggybacking off of what you said, when the younger crowd is, you know, gathering around.
Yes.
Because we're of a certain age, how do you feel like that is now, coming back into the music business versus when you were younger?
I think to me, I'm more in control.
Right.
I feel like back then I was chasing. Like to ask people for help instead of making it happen. I was able to get into rooms, which, you know, was no problem because I don't know how people just let me come in.
It's your energy.
It's who you are,
Yeah.
right? Yes.
So I was always blessed for, okay, can I come to your office? I just want to let you listen. I got the FIYE group. And so I was always in and you know, I was blessed to, you know, have friends that were also, like DJ Evil D. He was inspirational. I could tell you a story about him and meeting him at a record store, and then halfway in another borough, I met his brother. Had no idea that Mr. Walt and Mr. Because I used to buy their house tapes.
Okay.
And so I didn't know that they were brothers, but I used to go to one record store in Queens, and then I go to the other one in Brooklyn, and then they had no idea that the both of them were brothers.
Right.
And then finally putting two together. And then, you know, DJ Scratch, he's always giving me mad advice about, oh, you know, your sound and this and that. And man, he can make you like, okay, I gotta start over. Oh, this is trash. And you know, he produced a couple of songs for me, and which was you know, it's like a Stitch and Scratch. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, throw your hands in our
Yeah.
you know, it's Buster stuff. You know, this is
Right.
and it was just, you know, yeah, I'm gonna give you this beat, and he was like, okay, I like that. But you know, the people that I've met, you know, even Jermaine Dupri and the Brat, I met them in New York.
Okay.
And I met them on tour with MC Light. We went on tour. We went on a crisscross tour.
Okay.
And when I tell you, Jermaine Dupri is so down to earth. And then when I would see him, anytime I would see him again, he'd be like, hey, what up? And I'd be like, how you doing? You know, but you know, it's always good to be humble.
Yes.
It's always good to be approachable. And people always like, when I used to see artists from California, like there was a guy, E. Swift, he was with Alcoholics.
Okay. Okay. I know Alcoholics.
And I had met him through Nefertiti. And when I went out to California, they were like family, you know, so they met me at the hotel and, you know, blessed me with a little, you know, back then, you know, so it's like, and, you know, the same with
Albums we got right here. We got People MoonCycle, featuring collab, guest appearances, right?
Well,
You
that
got-
one is a
Got like
mixtape.
23, okay,
So
this is
yeah.
a mixtape.
So
Yeah.
This is a mixtape. Right.
And that show is, yeah. So those are all the songs that I'm featured on. And I did collaborations or guest appearances.
Okay.
So I said, people really don't know that I'm on these songs.
Right.
So,
All of this.
yeah, so it's
yeah.
like I have 2 songs with Talib on there.
Mhm.
I have a song with Sons of Men, Royal Fam.
Yeah.
MC Light is on that, a song we did for her album.
Mhm.
And you know, it's just like, they'll be like, oh, I heard that song before, but nobody had a face to it.
Right. They just
So,
heard it.
yeah, so I said, I'm gonna put this together because I don't think people know.
Yeah.
So, I said, let me let them know a little bit.
I'm not brand new. I've been here.
Okay.
And then we have Makeba MoonCycle Earth Power.
And that was produced by, after 9/11, I moved down to South Carolina with my grandmother after
Okay.
9/11, just to get a start because it was just like really traumatizing.
Yeah.
And so that, I had met a producer named Mario, and him and an artist named Spectac. And Mario also did a remix of Erykah Badu's song, one of her songs. And he had met me on MySpace. And he was just like, no, I like your music. I said, well, I'm down in South Carolina. He was like, no, you're not. What part? And I said, Greer. And so he was like, who's right there with me? Let's do an album together. I said, okay.
Let's do it.
And then that came out.
Right. Just like that. Listen, when I tell you God will put you where He wants you to be,
Yes.
that's a prime example, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then we got Makeba MoonCycle, the Gabos 2020.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, that's the gibbous.
The
And
Gibbons.
the gibbous means that it's always almost a full moon.
Okay.
So it's giving off the same energy,
Mhm.
but you don't see every part of it.
Mhm.
And the gibbous was put together because my first wax that I put out in 2000 was the gibbous.
Okay.
And it was produced by Jay Rawls from Lone Catalyst, and he produced the new Tyler Mully album that's out right now.
Okay.
And he produced Brown Skin Lady for Black Star.
Okay.
So Jay Rawls is, I met him through Tyler, and that's who produced Lunchroom Classics. And he did it was 3 songs. It was Judgment Day, a song called, it's on that.
Okay.
This one.
On the feature?
Okay. It's a song I did with Jay Sands called Food for Thought is on there. High Plains Drifter. So those 3 songs was on the vinyl.
Mhm.
And so it was 20 years approaching, and we were in the midst of a COVID situation. I worked, my job, everybody was closing down. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take some money out of my hair for one time. And I'm gonna produce me a record.
Right. Go.
And so I did that,
Take
they had
chances.
opened it up, where you could take money out your wallet and not pay back.
Mhm.
So I took that money and I put it to that. I did 2 videos, one right on Stone Mountain.
There you
Let's
go.
go.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
And I was born here.
Okay. Okay.
I was born in Georgia.
Yes.
My dad is from Carrollton.
Okay. Carrollton
I have
20.
a lot of
Yeah,
family
20 West.
the
Okay.
Wilders out here in Atlanta. And I was born
It's a
here.
shout out to the Wilders. Right.
And I lived here for a year, and I moved to New York, moved to Brooklyn when I was about 2 years old.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
we always came down every summer, and my cousins would just like, we would go down to Cairo, Georgia, and that's where a lot of my family, Cairo,
Some good country living.
Bankhead.
Okay.
I used to go there.
Okay.
But when I moved down here, I created that, and then a friend of mine, her husband does videos, and her name is Scandalous, and she lives out here now, and y'all gotta have her on.
Okay.
And when I
Yes.
tell you, she's in Africa now. She does a lot of things called in Liberia, and it's called feeding children across, saving children across nations.
Okay.
Oh, I love that.
And she's out there in Liberia doing her
That's
thing.
beautiful.
And that was my little sis,
Mhm.
So her husband did 2 of my videos for the Gibbous. So Gibbous 2020 is just a to see where I am 20 years from now.
Okay.
Okay.
And so one of the songs, Judgment Day, I did the original 20 years ago. I did a 2020 of that.
Okay.
And it's-
Rendition.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was saying a lot of crazy stuff on the
I
first one.
listen.
And so
Yeah.
after you grow up, you be like, wait a
We just had
minute.
that conversation. the other
We
day.
just had
Yeah.
that conversation. I got some stuff that I wouldn't
Think of it.
share it because I'm not there now.
No.
But at that time,
I was there.
I was there.
I had a whole lot to get off
And
the
I was
chest.
like, skirt.
Yeah.
When you grow up, you realize that that's not where you are, and you want to give the world something better, something
Definitely.
different.
And,
You know.
and I know one of the songs.
Yeah, that's a low blow.
Yeah, you do. And in the original one, I was saying, I'm not scared to die and all that. And I was like, when I was writing the 2020 version, I was like, wait a minute,
Wait a minute. Like,
I want to live. And so
this girl talking.
I was like, wait a minute. And then I did think about it when I used to go out on the road X-Square and stuff. And I remember we went to Milwaukee when we went looking for Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, okay.
And
That was your fire.
man, we was up there and we knew about Jeffrey Dahmer before the public did.
Okay.
And we was up there with elder called Elder McGee. He was in the streets, in front of crack houses, talking about shut the crack houses. I'm in front, I'm like, no justice, no peace, F the
Listen,
police.
I feel
And
that.
it's like,
That was just me.
that was me at that time.
I was gonna say, weren't you like an activist also?
That was. Ain't no was in
Well,
it.
it's still
Always
an
is.
activist.
Always.
Yes,
It's
always.
in it, because you can't
Yeah.
stop that.
Always and forever. I'm gonna stand up for what's right.
Yes.
But when you put in you have no
Throwing yourself
thought.
out there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I was 19, 20
Yeah.
years
Oh,
old.
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Completely fearless.
Now
yeah.
we do it in a different light.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to move, but it's gonna always be there because you're gonna always stand up for what's
Yes.
right.
For what's right.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
See, that's why we connect.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Okay, now we have just a part of me.
Yes.
You know?
That's my baby. I feel like that was like 10 years in the making. Because I was writing songs, I was putting it together. I was putting it together with the producer, Buck Warner. And he's from France.
Okay.
Now, he speaks French. And you
Because it's who's on the back.
Yes, that's him
Okay.
on the back.
All right.
And our conversations were so like difficult because I can get mad at him.
You don't get mad.
Yeah, I would be like, yo man, that's not the same track that you gave me before. I want that one. And he's like, well, I felt it. I want the other one. I didn't feel it. Yeah. And he's so dope because he did all of the scratches. And then he let me into his family. His wife and his 2 daughters, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
His wife, she's a sister,
Okay.
and she's a basketball player.
Okay.
And I remember one time, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I think it needs to be said because of interracial marriage. And I remember he was on the side, and someone called his wife the N-word from the sideline while she was playing. And he had his daughter, and I used to tell them, I said, you may not never understand. You might get hurt because you see them hurting, but you might never understand what your wife is going through or what they're going through.
Yeah.
But it's good that you got offended, and it's good that you did something,
Yeah.
and it's good that you made them feel protected.
Yes.
And I said, but at the same time, you will never really understand, but be there.
Yeah. For
Be
them. Yeah.
compassionate and stuff like that, but that's what your babies are gonna go through. And that's what you're gonna have to, sometimes, you're gonna be like not understanding,
Yeah.
but this is what you're in. Like I tell my son when he has, white friends, I said they have a responsibility to be your friend. Because they have a responsibility to stop whatever is coming on.
Yes.
Control your people.
Yes. Because if they can't do that, then they can't be
They
your friend.
can't be your friend. That's right.
Protect you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was deep. On that note, we're gonna go take a break, and we'll be right back
Thank you.
with the ladies of FIYE Radio and Makeba MoonCycle, DJ EJ on the ones and twos.
I love it. 101.9 Atlanta Radio.
Let's go.
Let's go. And we're here with the wonderful Makeba MoonCycle.
Yes.
Yes.
Doing our behind the scenes while we cut to break. We just had a little
We just found something out. Okay.
breaking news.
Listen,
Breaking news.
if y'all go back in history just a little bit, because you know we're not that old, so just a little bit, right? And look up everybody's Roughneck. Guess who's a feature in there?
Got a what?
Got a what? Listen, I had to do the screenshot pause because I was like, oh my God, that's Makeba.
Right.
Little bitty dread, so cute. I would not have guessed that was you, right?
Yes.
I'm like, we gotta go back. We gotta go back. Let's see.
Yes, Makeba MoonCycle on Roughneck.
That's
Let's
right.
see
So
why.
what are the gems that you were featured on?
Song back then? Oh, the
Like
song.
videos that we could probably go back
Right,
and-
video songs. Where were you?
Juice, I was in that movie, Strapped.
Oh, that was my movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was, you remember when Bokeem would always walk by these people and they were like a crew. It was Fredro's crew, remember Fredro?
But it's
yeah,
another
yeah.
sketch for the stars.
So
Okay.
I was the girl with the headphones, always.
I gotta go back now.
Gotta go back.
And
Yes.
we was
Go back.
Fredro's crew.
Okay.
So we would
Yeah.
stand on the same corner
Uh-huh.
doing something. You know, Bokeem didn't know how to ride no bike. So we had to teach him how to ride a bike then. Because, you know, he was a rocker.
Okay.
I didn't know that either.
From back then, yeah, he had a group called, I think it was Lions of Judah or something like that.
Mhm.
But he's a rocker. I mean, rock.
I just
actor.
always thought he was an actor. That
Yeah.
was it.
No, when I first met him, he was Tupac's stand-in for Juice.
Okay.
And so the same lady I mentioned before, Winsome Sinclair,
Mhm.
she was instrumental on having him test with Forrest Whitaker for Strap.
Okay.
And then that's how, you know, I believe, I don't know what the inside story is, but
Mhm.
he worked with us on Juice and then he was in Strap.
Listen, I can actually see in my head him being a rocker, right? Because
Yes.
he kind of looks like
He
it.
could play the
Yeah,
guitar.
he looks
that,
like
I
it.
mean,
Wow.
Yeah.
he's talented.
That's really cool.
You know,
Yeah.
and he's a martial artist. He's
Uh-huh.
just dope.
Look, hidden talents,
I
right?
mean, well,
Okay.
that's how it was back in the day. You
Yeah,
had to
you
have
had to
multiple
have
talents.
multiple.
Yeah.
So Juice, Strapped.
Malcolm X.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where were you on that
I
next?
was laying on the floor in the scene after
No.
that. And then I was chasing the ambulance, you know, when we was pushing Malcolm, you know, to the, you know, when they was taking him to the hospital, and I was running, and then the scene when we was beating up the guy who shot Malcolm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Look.
we was
You
tearing
gotta
him up.
make me go back so I can watch it.
Every
I'm
single
still looking for Makeba, like, there she
There she
goes.
You gotta make a reel of all her stuff.
Okay. So I need to ask, what you do in Juice?
And Juice, I was the pool hall scene.
Okay.
So it was me, Lin Q,
Mhm.
and I have on my X-Clan Black Watch hat, my
Uh-huh.
crown, and we was, I think Omar was selling his mixtape not
Okay.
far, and Raheem was playing pool, and we was on the other pool table. And you see, cause somebody had stopped and showed it on the computer, Instagram, and they paused me, and it's like with an arrow.
It's like, look at you.
That's her.
That's what we're about to do. Make a
Little
compilation.
circle. They like, there she goes.
There she go. There was another one, the girl on the IRT.
Remember that one
Remember
too.
that one? And
Yeah.
that-
Okay,
I was in the
I've
train station, sitting in the train station.
Yes.
It was dope. It was dope. It was
I
a
bet.
experience.
Yeah. So you got acting under your belt, all this music. I'm telling you, what can't you do?
There's nothing she can't do.
Okay. Listen, they go Sunday. It's nothing she can't do.
Right.
That's right. Always a motivator. Always a motivator. There's nothing she
So
can't
have
do.
you dabbled and dabbled in anything else outside of music and acting?
Let's see. I used to kickbox.
Did you really?
You look like you could kick somebody real good.
But we used to just, because, hanging out with Sons of Men and,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and Tang dudes, but, we always would fight. And so,
Right.
we would be able to
She
slap
said it's so
box and
casual.
stuff
We
like
always
that.
used to fight.
And then, my cousin Glock, he's a ninjutsu master.
Okay.
And man, I remember one time me and him was sparring, and I went in for the punch, and my hand wasn't fully closed. And he built like a darn Batman suit. So I went in and spoiled my whole hand. He's sitting there, But some of them must be like, now you hitting too hard. I'm like,
Well, what you want? Okay, like,
You want me to be in soft?
But yeah, that's it. I used to just, whatever I can do or get into. I did a lot of management, did a lot of, work in, I worked at, with MC Lighted, with Duke the Moon, and then I went to, started my own company called Must Maintain Entertainment. I worked for ECI, and I worked for, what's that label with Dougie Fresh? I was Dougie Fresh's product manager at the time, and that was at, it was Island Jamaica and G Street Records. And I worked at G Street Records for a long time. I traveled with Jungle Brothers, PM Dawn was there.
I love PM Dawn.
That's
my
Dougie
favorite.
Fresh.
Yes.
And I was pregnant in that environment. And Ziggy Golden, she was, I worked for her, and she, you remember the girl who danced for Back to Life? The girl who danced?
Oh, yeah.
So her name is Wumi, and she came out with a song. And I worked with Ziggy on promotions. So I did radio promotions for a long time, college promotions. I used to get in touch with DJs and stuff like that. Every day I had to down my
Right.
I was blessed.
Listen, let me ask you this, right? So in the world of I know artist development has kind of gone off the chart. Like, there's really no artist development anymore for for companies, right? And you come from a world of managing and having like distinct artist development. What do you think now could change, and what can they benefit from?
Great question.
That's a great.
Thank you.
A lot of artists do need some direction, because it's like with the world of internet, anybody just, they are themselves, and so they don't know, and that's why a lot of them get into trouble with their mouths and stuff like that. They don't know what not to tell, what not to show, and what, and how to be. And some people might label it fake, but it's like you don't have to give everybody everything.
Correct.
You don't have to show everybody everything, and it's a way to carry yourself. And then you could close doors a lot of time. Which we saw with Baby when he made certain comments, and then if you went from here
To nothing.
And it's like if somebody was around him that said you don't need to say this, you don't need to say that, I would cut that interview real quick. I wouldn't have let nothing else happen. You know what I'm saying? I would have did damage control. We would have probably even held him hostage till he deleted all that stuff from that thing.
Right.
But it's a way that you protect your artist, and nobody was really protecting him. And so, me, I always, you don't have to say the best thing, is not to say nothing. And leave that mysterious thing, that mysterious persona about you.
It's more intriguing if I don't know everything too.
I'm excited. Like, if I don't know everything about it.
And that's what we love about friends.
Yes.
We love friends.
Look, we all say yes together.
It's like, oh, Lisa, I love me some
Girl, I still be like that. I can't lie when I'm seeing them
Yeah,
tomorrow. I
that
still be like,
mural y'all have over here is a mural with the glasses. That's so beautiful.
I think that's what's missing from artistry right now is the mystique.
And I think
Definitely.
with the exit of business.
Oversharing now.
Yes.
Because you know what, it makes people think that they know you better than you know yourself.
Right.
Because they feel you don't eat chocolate ice cream because they know that you eat strawberry all the time on social media. So when they see like, you don't eat that.
yeah. And they're so judgmental.
Like,
They're judgmental.
so they feel that they know you. You know what I'm saying?
And they
So
comment.
I kind of appreciate the fact that Jay-Z and Beyonce, they really pulled back from doing interviews and things like that. I know that's our field, interviewing people, celebrities and things like that.
Right.
But for some you reach a certain plateau, you should just kind of like pull back.
Because it's too much at times.
It's too
You know what I'm
much.
saying? It's definitely too much, and I don't want to know that much about somebody anyway. You know, it's just too much.
Well, let's just stick to the music.
There you
know,
go.
and-
Yeah.
And force
or,
them
or
to
your
do that.
artistry. Yeah.
And you know, and I know like some people can, like you were saying, they can believe that they know you, and some people get comfortable. And
They're your friends,
you
right?
have to put
Yeah.
them back in the lane sometimes. I do, you know, people that have been knowing me for a long time or whatever. Even like sometimes you run into people that knew you when you was in high school.
Yeah.
And then they'll mention something like you'll be in my mode. I'm Makeba. I've grown from that. You know, so I am that. That's been a part of me, and that's my name. But at the same time, you don't know who I am now.
Right.
And so you know,
Reintroduce
you have,
yourself.
and you have to. Okay, no, call me Makeba.
Yeah.
And you know, you have to really like bring people back, and they really think they
Think
really
they
know
know
you.
you,
You just
yeah.
have to cut them off. Like, you know, you only knew me, and really I didn't like high school anyway.
Yeah, I'm definitely not the person I was 20 years ago.
No.
So, yeah, I definitely am not. So, for even somebody to say, oh, I knew you 20 years ago and you were like this, that does not pertain to now. Not even
Not
a little
even
bit.
10 years. Have you
Not
ever
even 10
seen your
years.
memories on Facebook? And then
Yes.
you be like, what was I talking about? What's this show
2 years.
I've seen pictures and I'm like, what was I thinking, right? Yeah. So I'm definitely not that
The
person.
elevation.
Yes, and it's
Yeah.
constant and it's good. I tell people all the time, don't be scared of change, and you know, because
Right.
change is good.
It is.
But you know, it might be scary.
Definitely.
But that's where we work on. Because sometimes I don't want to change, but then I'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's adaptability and learning how to just cycle through, you know, and then when you know yourself, it's easier. But I think it helps as you get older, definitely, so that when you cycle through, you know yourself, you know, and you know what to look for. Because like I said, I wouldn't even recognize myself today from 20 years ago. Yeah, so I was a completely different person.
Definitely.
Yes, I said things I wouldn't say today. You know, I've done things I wouldn't do today, and it's just like that's definitely a part of it. So yeah, let people get to know you today, like the new you, right? The
It's all
Makeba.
about growth.
Yes, the
That's
Makeba.
like going back to the question that I asked earlier about how do you feel about the transition from when you were younger to, you know, younger-ish.
Younger-ish.
Younger-ish, you know. Because the reason why I asked that is because I feel like I've been in the industry since I was young as well. Not to that extent. But I believe that when I came in, I was more so like a fan, a groupie, you know?
Yeah.
So when Avery used to take us around certain celebrities and, oh my gosh, that's such and such, or whatever, you know? But I feel like now that I'm older and I tap back into it, that I understand that they're just regular people, probably with more money or maybe not. But you know, and you know, so I'm not a fan like that. You see someone and be like, oh, that's such and such, like, oh, okay.
You're right.
Like,
Okay.
You see me?
Right.
I remember that we're all equals, really,
Right.
and you're no better than me, and I'm no better than you, and we all trying to get to the same plateau level.
Same.
So it's like, yeah.
So you know, just kind of, it's
That part.
your mental is different. You know,
It sure is.
yeah.
And we have to allow ourselves to grow and change, or we'll be stagnant. You know?
Right, yeah, and if you don't grow, you don't have anything to look forward to, right? You're just in that same little water. I've been guilty of that myself, where I didn't even see change for myself. I didn't even see growth. And then, you know, somebody came by and pushed me in the water, and it just happened.
That somebody threw me in the pool too.
And here we are.
Right.
So listen, we gotta make sure that we talk about perception of the heart.
Oh yeah.
Oh, please, yes.
This amazing book, yes, because this book is a good read, okay? Because I have read this book, and I was like, oh my God, I learned so much. I was like, wow. Y'all gotta go get this book. You have to go get Perception of the Heart by Makeba MoonCycle. Makeba, tell us what inspired you to write this book.
My writer's coach, and she lives out there in
Okay.
Atlanta. That's why.
See, that's your hug. Yes.
And her name is Lady Ty the Great.
You love
Yeah, Lady
You love
Ty.
Ty.
She told me
She
she
is
couldn't
the
make
bomb.
the launch last night because she's in Africa.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Lady Ty.
Yeah, she's doing it, and
Yeah.
go ahead and get that gold.
Okay.
Yes, and I knew her as a teenager,
Okay.
and she used to do promotions,
Mhm.
and it was an all-girl street team that I had started up, and it was my roommate and her started working together because she used to work for a lot of artists doing it herself, and I was creating work. So I had got a couple accounts, Sir Benny Miles account. We had the Trackmasters account where we promoted Mary J. Blige album and Allure, and what was another artist I can't remember right now. But we were the all-girl street team. Don't be fooled, Puffy didn't start the picket signs, we did.
Okay.
And
Set it straight.
we were just everywhere. And then I was doing the regular management, so I said, here, that's y'all. And then she just took it and she did so much more.
She ran with it.
She's talented.
You know what's funny? We had a business meeting with her, and she happened to, explain what she does with the publishing and things like that. And then she was telling us that she has this artist that she's working with, Makeba, MoonCycle.
That's right. She is the bomb.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, you know, okay.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to be writing a book, which I am continuing writing a book on the journey I'm having with taking care of my grandmother and dementia.
Okay.
And so she
That's
said,
important.
well,
Yeah.
you remember that song, and it was a song that I had, and she remembers the lyrics from it.
Okay.
And I was like, I remember that song. So I'm pulling out cassettes, trying to figure out what song that was and stuff like that. So she said, I've always wanted to know what the meaning of those songs were. You need to put a book together about your song, the story behind the song. And that's how this book came
I know,
about.
yeah.
It was my first test book. And now I'm going to do 3 more to do a trilogy with
Good for you.
my
Yes.
revolutionary songs,
Mhm.
my love songs, and then my hardcore songs.
Yes.
So this is the first one, which is the
Okay.
love song.
Okay.
And then I'll do my other 2
Mhm.
in between, and then later on we'll sell out the box set.
There you go.
stuff like
Yes.
that.
The trilogy of Makeba MoonCycle.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm still, she's still my teacher, still my trainer. She hits me up, and she'll be like, "Did you post yourself today?" Yeah, when I tell you, I'll be like, and I said, "I know it's her," and all that kind of thing. And she's like, "Okay, it's nice that you posted that, but did you post yourself today?" And when I tell you,
An
she's
accountability partner, I like
Yes.
that.
when I tell you, she be on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes
And
we
you
need that.
need that
Yeah, we
because
do.
you put so many other people, like I said,
Mhm.
and I told her that this is my year that I'm gonna put me first.
Yes.
Yes.
And I know she celebrated that moment.
No.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
You know what I love? I love that you're setting an example because nobody knows but us, like the age differences between everybody. And I love that you are setting the example of we can learn from anyone.
Right.
I can be older, they can be younger, like it doesn't matter. We can learn from each other. It does not matter. So we have to be open and receptive to just listening and being okay with learning from somebody else that's younger than you or older than you. Like you can grasp something.
That's right.
You can get something from that person. Like
Yeah.
everybody has, God gives everybody their given talent. And their given talent may be beneficial to you. You know what I mean? Your given talent may be beneficial to them. So just listen.
That's
Learn
right.
something.
I don't care who can teach me.
Learn
Okay?
something.
Yeah. I don't care how old. I don't care if you can teach me. Teach me.
That's right.
Because if it's a teachable moment, it's something I don't know. I'm always willing to learn. So definitely, I want people to keep open minds like that. Always, please. Be able to adapt and listen to other people even people that you don't think you have respect for, gain a different respect. You know what I'm saying? Because people are like, oh well, I didn't agree with such and such. You don't have to agree with everything anybody says. But you need to learn.
Be open. Let those bad rappers gonna come in because we're gonna regurgitate what we don't want.
Exactly.
And then, but it's always something useful, even in negativity,
And it
that
is,
we
right?
can learn from.
Yeah. Learn how not to do stuff.
Makeba, tell people how they can tap in, how they can get the book, how they can get your albums, how they tap in with you and connect.
Well, you can tap into me on my website that was created by my little brother, Joshua Mobley from Acquired Taste. He created my website, MakebaMoonCycle.com. And you can connect to everything, my stores, my websites, and everything from there. And if you want to follow me on social media, please follow me on social media. Everything is Makeba MoonCycle. And that's at Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You know, I got it all in there.
Yes.
You know, so you can do that. You can also let me shout out Strawberry from the She always just got my back and always hooked up. You know, we keep that sisterhood going.
Yes.
You know, that's truly my sister.
Yeah, I love y'all's relationship. She is truly your sister. Absolutely.
Before you go,
Yes.
Makeba,
She's my sister too.
tell us how you came up with Makeba MoonCycle. I have to ask you.
Okay, we're gonna have to, you know, give the credit to the guys.
Okay.
Well, you know, I was an Earth, you know, back in, you know, New York, you know, God's an Earth. And my enlightener, Dr. L. Shabar from Brownsville, and he was just like, okay, we gotta give you a name. He gave me all these Squasia, you know, all these I was like, no, I don't look like that. I don't look like that. And so, I always liked Makeba. You know, I used to listen to a lot of Miriam Makeba's. And I love her music and just who she stood for. And he came up with Makeba Beautiful Reflection.
Oh,
And that's my Earth name.
Okay.
And so when I was coming up, I wanted to have, rappers don't have two names.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Janet Jackson had Janet Jackson. Remember she's like Janet Jackson if you're nasty.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to have me a first and last name. And so me sitting around with Sons of Man, it was Hellraiser Prodigal and Mel from the Coins. And they was like, you know, you moody or whatever. I don't think I'm moody. I just don't like the cup left there. Or I don't like, you know. And so it was just like, we're gonna call you MoonCycle because we don't know what place we're gonna get today.
Oh.
And so I was like, I like that.
Like it. Let's go.
I said Makeba MoonCycle.
There you
All right,
go.
that's it.
Universal.
And it was so unique that I wanted a name that when you Google me, it's no mixing me up.
Nobody else, right?
It's not
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
put that. It's just me. They'd be like, oh yeah, they'll mess me up and be like motorcycles, but
Yeah.
you know. But
There she
Makeba MoonCycle, you know, it was a blessing that it came from both my spiritual side and plus my brothers just
Yeah.
being around me. So
Okay.
yeah,
I
I'll
love
take
that.
it.
That's a great story,
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
love that. Yes.
Thank you so much for coming to spend time with us, for letting us interview you, gracing us with your presence, for being our first guest on the radio station, FIYE 101.9 Atlanta Radio. Thank you for performing at our launch. Thank you for just being you, being that great energy that you are, and always giving love. We love you.
Yes. And be here for us always. We can always call you and know that you're gonna show up, right?
That's
So,
right.
I love it. Yes.
I'm gonna hop in the car, put some miles on my car, and okay. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
And that's how you know she loves us, right?
Yes.
This has been an amazing interview. Our first interview. Live on FIYE 101.9 Atlanta Radio. You are here with the ladies of FIYE Radio. I'm your favorite around the way, Sunday Jones.
And your girl, Sean B.
And we had an amazing time with Makeba MoonCycle. We love you for life.
Yes, thank you too. Thank you. Thanks
I
for
love my
coming.
sisters.
We love you too.
Be
Appreciate you.
outside. Shout
Yes.
out to DJ on the ones and twos.
We play the hits that you deserve, and we keeping it coming. Yeah, you know where you heard it first, and we keeping it bumping. Yeah.
FIYE 101.9 Atlanta Radio. Tiny Tanya, Sean D. Sunday Jones. Flavor me, please turn it up some more. Nothing but these hits coming through your stereo.